Hey, grass rats, you want to meet me and the crew? Come to the Jay County Fairgrounds in Portland, Indiana, June 1st through June 4th. We'll be there a half a day on June 4th, so you better get up early. Come check us out. We're going to be there. There's all kinds of stuff to do. You can camp there. You can ride your unlicensed mini bike around there. So for more information, go to the vintagemotorbikeclub.org's website and they'll give you all the details. So come out there and meet me. And there's your dinner. Pterodactyl here. Today's video is going to be on this here Champion generator that came in for repair. So what it was doing is the customer was using it and then all of a sudden it just lost all power to the panel, to this electrical panel. So when you'd flip the switch on, nothing would come on, none of the displays or anything. So I took it apart, and inside are 3 fuses, and this fuse was blown. They use those glass fuses. Now these are fast blow fuses, because you know everything uses those other type of fuses, those flat fuses. But this one is, let me find the numbers on there. This one is a F 10 amp 250 volt. The F, from what I understand, stands for fast blowing fuse. So there's 2 10 amp ones and a 5 amp one in here. So if you got one of these generators and that happens, you got to pull this apart, and this is where the fuses are. So I put a new fuse in it. Let me pull that back. And then when I flip the switch, everything would come on. I got to plug the battery back in. I got the battery unplugged. Here's the connection for the battery down here. This is your CO2 module. Because now they're putting these on generators because people are stupid. I don't know if you know this or not. But they want to run gas-powered equipment in enclosed areas and then they die. So now they have to put these O2 sensors on there or whatever, CO2 sensors, carbon monoxide auto shutoff. That's what this is, just in case you have one of these. And this right here is the little part that detects the carbon monoxide. Now I've seen online where people have bypassed these by putting a piece of tape on there. So here you got these safeties that protect you, and people are bypassing them. All right, so now I got it plugged in, and then all the lights would come on. Because this is fuel injected, so that's the fuel pump you hear cycling when you turn it on. So then when I hit the electric start button, it would blow the fuse immediately. So I'm like, oh, okay. There's something blowing the fuse. So this is like a troubleshooting video. So then I had to isolate the problem. Again, you got to isolate it. I'm like, okay, so it's blowing the fuse when I hit the electric start. So maybe it has something to do with the electric start. Duh. So this wire here goes to the solenoid. Whoa! That just touched there. So if I plug this back in, it's going to blow the fuse immediately because I isolated it to the solenoid. But I wanted to make sure it wasn't the starter. So what I did is I disconnected the cable going to the starter, and then I went with 12 volts right to this terminal here and to ground, and the thing cranked over. So I said, okay, it's got to be the solenoid. So I got a new solenoid from Champion because they have replacement parts. That's why I like this company, and the parts aren't real expensive. So now when I plug it in and I hit the switch, I can hear the solenoid clicking. And it's not blowing the fuse. So this solenoid is shorted somehow. So now I need to take these cables off. That's why I had this disconnected. So I need to take these cables off and hook in the new solenoid, and then we'll see if this thing will run. Because that thing just piggybacks right on the back here. Right here is where it goes. All right, I got it all back together. Let's see if it works. Well, there you have it. Just in case you got one of these and that's the trouble that you've experienced where it's blowing a fuse, now I kind of helped show you how to troubleshoot that a little bit. So you got a little appetizer. You didn't get a whole dinner, you just got the appetizer. Maybe a couple of drinks. So, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you don't like this video, hit the like button. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're not already a subscriber. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok with your Champion generators. Check out our web store. We got all kinds of stuff there something there you might want. Like this Easy Work shirt. You ever notice that I never did a video on fixing any Easy Work stuff? You know why? Because it don't break down. Because if it doesn't suck, it'll definitely blow. Yeah! You know where this shirt would look good? On you. And as always, there's your dinner. Woo! Troubleshooting the Champion. Had a bad solenoid. So one thing I like about these Champion generators, and that's why I'm a service center for them, is this is a product that you can actually get the parts for to fix it. Not like that Harbor Freight stuff, where if you got a problem with one of them generators, you got to hunt and search the inner screen to find parts for them. And then if you do get the parts, sometimes they're not the right parts, or they're a little bit different. Because I found that out. It got to the point now that I won't even work on any of that Harbor Freight gas-powered stuff that comes in. The generators, I won't touch them. I tell them you got to take it somewhere else. But we'll work on those little Predator motors because they're like a Honda engine. A lot of the Honda parts fit. But this company, when you call them, they'll direct you to a service center if there's one nearby, and they usually have the parts. When I called them up for this one and I told them what I needed, they had it, and I got it like in less than a week. So they had the parts in stock. And, they're pretty decent. I mean, they're like anything. Everything breaks. Nothing lasts forever. They all break. Even a Honda generator will break. Yeah, problems with that. So, that's why I like these Champions, because I can get parts for them. And then being a service center, I can call their tech department and they can help you out in case you're having any issues with stuff, because they may know of an issue, and you go, hey, I got this model generator and this is what they're doing, and they can go, oh, that's this part here, It failed. We improved on the part. We're going to send you the new one, blah, blah, blah. But I was able to figure this one out without having to call the tech department. And just called them up and said, hey, I need a starter solenoid for this. And they hooked me right up. And it wasn't that expensive.